What's up guys, welcome to another video. It's been a long time since I've uploaded a market review, so we have a lot to talk about. Obviously gonna be talking about Bitcoin, but we'll also cover some altcoins that I'm currently interested in. I'm actually in some trades right now, so I'll give my reasoning for them as well. But yeah, let's start off with Bitcoin, okay? So, bull market or not, we continue to trade the charts, right? Obviously spot plays are something completely different than trading the lower time frames on the chart, right? But we're gonna mainly focus on the charts here and where price is likely to trade next, right? Both on the higher time frames and the lower time frames though. Okay, so before we start off, let me remove these so we have a nice view. Okay, starting off with saying, as soon as price broke above this bigger consolidation range, right, there was nothing bearish about Bitcoin. And personally for me, I don't think that has changed. Okay, we saw a red weekly last week. So the previous weekly was a red weekly. We haven't seen one of them for a long time. Does that mean we're bearish here? Well, obviously not, okay? So I'm still very bullish. What do I think is the next target? Well, the target I've been watching since we broke above this range high, which is this clean high up here around 48K, okay? I think that's the next logical target, the next price area where we'll be trading towards before a potential pullback, a potential bigger pullback at least, I'll say, right? So the question on everyone's mind, right, for both those who are already in and those, but especially those who are sidelined right now, who are not in spot, who got left behind, whatever you want to call it, is this, right, the rally that keeps on going to all-time highs? Are we gonna retrace from here, or are we gonna going higher and then see a retrace? So yeah, which one of them is the most likely? Well, for me personally, I don't think we see a major retrace before at least taking liquidity above 48K, right? So what I think is the next target here, as I already said, is this price around 48.50K, and that's the first area where I could see a potential retrace and maybe a retest all the way back down to 30, maybe even 28, 25 if you get lucky, K, okay? I personally also don't think that we're gonna continue pumping straight to all-time highs without bigger retraces, right? We saw a retrace last week, this one right here, but I mean, if you take a look at it on the weekly, that's nothing, you know? So I think we trade towards these prices first before potentially seeing a bigger retrace, right? With having that in mind, we're gonna zoom in and we're gonna get those levels again. Monday high and Monday low. So zoom in even more here. What are the levels of interest for me? Well, where did price stop and where is price likely to find the bottom, right? Price stopped after consolidating here, right? This was the sideways price action that led to this. So that's gonna be acting as resistance. As you can already see, got rejected here, got rejected here. Now we're grinding up again. So that immediately gives us our first plan. If we break above here, any dip is a buy, targeting much higher, okay? Are you gonna get a clean retest? Well, probably no. So what do you do then? Well, if you think this is gonna break out, and in my opinion, it's likely. Why? Because we've already tested supply once, twice, and are now testing supply for a third time. So in my opinion, it's likely to break out. Could enter here, keep your stops below former low and target that high at 48k. Good trade in my opinion. Now, what if not? What if price sweeps the highs maybe into that supply and rejects again? Well, if it trades below Monday high again after sweeping those highs, I would get out of longs until we either reclaim it again or until we go for Monday low and the low right below Monday low, right? Take them out, wait for the reclaim, and that's where you re-enter again, okay? So I would love to get more downside on this to load up on longs again, and alts will have nice dips then as well. So that would be welcome in my opinion, but I'm just not sure we're gonna get it. Okay, so those are the two main plays that I'm watching from here. But if you ask me what the most likely is, well, I'd say we're most likely to see a little more ranging. I don't think we break out from here, so I think we maybe go for these equal highs, sweep them into supply, see a little retrace, and then grind higher again and accelerate to new highs. Similar to what happened here, right? It's if you take a look, right, the first dip, and what did price do? Simply into supply, nuked again, into supply, nuked again, but didn't make a fresh low, so this held, right? Another trap, but this low held again. So maybe we're likely to see something like that where we sweep the lows, another trap, grind higher again, right? Some chop, boom, 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 and then ultimately the break much higher. Okay, those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. I would say don't short, okay? It's simply not worth it in market conditions like this, right? The shorts that would pay off, how many would have paid off in these last couple months, 2 weeks? Well, maybe 1 or 2, like maybe if you shorted this, and even then you need to close at the perfect bottom or you're gonna get the full retrace and you're gonna already lose half of your unrealized gains, okay? But that's just my thoughts, okay? So rather wait to long dips or maybe even long here, targeting some highs, and see from there, and chill in spot, obviously. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Then some altcoins I'm interested in. I'm currently long on HAI, which is this one. Setup speaks for itself, right? Beautiful. Let's start off on the higher time frames, the 3-day even, right? Mark out this level as well. As you can see, nuked, low, bounced from here towards this high, clean range, right? Range low swept initially but failed to hold, broke below, lots of time spent below that level, and now we reclaimed it and retested it, okay? We've got higher time frame clean highs resting to the upside here, and on the lower time frames, right, we have a clean range as well. So what was the sideways price action that led to the break back inside this higher time frame range? Well, that was this sideways price action in general, right? Broke above, range high, first low, range low, swept the lows into that level, into the sideways price action that led to the breakout. So you know that's your invalidation. You now want this to hold and this range low level. What's the target? All of these highs, all of these highs, these highs, and then ultimately maybe hold a moon back in case we go for the highs up here. Just in general, I'm gonna be looking for buys on this, okay? I'm currently long, but you never know if Bitcoin looks ugly or Bitcoin cascades a little lower, then this might dip again into this blue area, but those dips are gonna be the dips to buy, all right? That's the play here. I'm in currently in profit, but yeah, nothing. Yeah, it hasn't really moved hasn't really moved yet compared to what I'm expecting. But I think this could really squeeze. Also, some sort of trend line here, right? If this, you can consider this a breakout already, but it should start accelerating here and trade above this range mean level. If it gets above range mean and holds, then we might trail stops right below here. Okay, second one is Alice. Very similar play, honestly. And a little more profit on that one already. Higher time frames, look at this. Range low, range high. So from all of this downside, this was the low that caused a decent bounce. Then the first high as a range high. Swept the lows, reclaimed. Now ranging, consolidating right above range low. Okay, untapped range mean and untapped range high. For now, the play I'm in right now is simply targeting range mean. Why? If we get a weekly close above range mean, I'll be looking to buy dips again, targeting range high. But until then, I'm gonna be conservative with my targets and I just want to target range mean here. So actually, if we zoom in onto the 4 hour, what do we have? Another range, right? This was a sideways price action that broke price back inside the daily or the weekly range. From this high to, yeah, you could take these lows or these lows. I just took this, but you could, it's the same if you take these lows. Price swept the lows, swept the highs, broke back above range mean, and it just looks to me like this wants to break out badly and start trending higher. What confirms a break above range high, and then we really should put in the legs, and I think we trade towards range mean in no time. All right, invalidation on this one. As you can see, this was the most recent sweep of this one into range low. So I kept that stop pretty tight, right? But I don't want to see price back below there. If it does, it likely sweeps this as well and goes lower into demand. And then I'll be looking to load back up around these prices. But for now, I want to see price hold above the level that got swept right here. Okay, and then last one is AVAX. The thing I really like about AVAX is the higher time frames. Well, this one doesn't have a lot of data, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is how it broke down from here, right? Aggressive downside, and how it didn't yet fill in all of this, right? Whenever price breaks down aggressively, it tends to range a long time, but then whenever price comes back into the area where it dumped quickly, it very often also retraces that move rather quickly and sees upside rather quickly. Okay, so this weekly, as you can see, weekly range swept, broke out. I did a really nice spot trade on this from this range mean towards range high, but I'm out of that. But because, yeah, you always need to be cautious for a sweep of the highs and then a retest of range mean. Didn't happen, broke out, very strong looking up here. I see no reason why this wouldn't continue higher. If we take a look at the lower time frames, the 4 hour, we've got this beautiful range here, range high, range low, where our mid-range or range mean is holding really nicely, right? Price failed to break below range mean and sweep range lows. So once we get above this range high again, I think we put in some more legs and trade a lot higher on AVAX. If not, what's the invalidation on this? So always two sides to the story. If we break back below range mean, right, that would show weakness. If I'm not already stopped, I'd definitely be out of that. But if price does that and trades below range mean, right, then I think these lows are next into range low, and then that will be the second play. I will be looking for longs on the sweep of this range low into former range high from here. So sweep that low into former range high, boom, reclaim, invalidation at first, right? Maybe long on the first sweep and keep your invalidation wide, target new highs, beautiful trade, or wait for the reclaim and then trail stops below the low. All right, but for now, I think this just continues to pump from here unless we fail to hold above range mean. All right. I hope this little market update, I hope you liked it, right? I hope you enjoyed. I hope it made sense. If it didn't, feel free to ask any questions below. I still got my Discord group. If you use my ref link on Bybit, you get to join for free. Simply use my link, make a deposit, send me a DM, and I'll add you to my group. Right? I post all of my trades, which I take live in my Discord group, so it's definitely worth checking it out. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.